So, can I sing small prayer bhajan so that we can start with prayer when we are talking about prayer? So people can follow it, I suppose. Huh? Yeah, they can follow wherever they are. Hmm? Okay. And I will sing that prayer which is very popular in S. Vyasa and Vivekananda Memorial. He Jagat Rata, everybody knows, I think, no? Manoj Bhaiya? Ah, okay. So I think people can, if they follow, it's fine. Otherwise, I'll keep singing. Okay. हे जगत्राता विश्वविधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन है. Okay, because here I think there is some time gap. Yeah. प्रेम के सिंधो दीन के बंधो दुख दरिद्र विनाशन है. हे जगत्राता विश्व विधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन है. प्राण सखा त्रिभुवन प्रतिपालक जीवन के अवलंबन है. जीवन के लंबन है. हे जगत्राता विश्व विधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन है. I think we have to get used to this, Zoom way of working. Yeah. Yes. Manoj Bhaiya has suggested to talk about the importance of prayer. To understand the importance, we need to understand the factors required for any successful endeavor, any successful activity. People are busy doing the activities and people want to be successful in their activities. And to have successful activity, the first factor required is motivation, prerana. If motivation is not there, activity will not be continued. Activity will not be pursued till the end. Therefore, the first factor required is prerana, motivation. The second factor required is prayatnaha. Prayatna means prakrishtaha yatnaha prayatnaha. Well directed, sufficient effort is called prayatnaha. If I want to go to Rishikesh when I am now in Coimbatore, then I should make effort which is in right direction. I should go to northern direction and I should travel for sufficient number of days or hours depending upon the mode of transport, then only I can reach the destination. So the second factor required is prayatnaha, sufficient well directed effort. If your effort is not sufficient, success may not come. Your effort is sufficient but not well directed, not in right direction, then also success may not come. And therefore, we require sufficient well directed effort. Third thing required is pratiksha, patience to wait for the outcome. Sometimes because of impatience, we may spoil the pursuit. It is something like somebody sows the seed and puts water also, fertilizer also. But just after 2 days, he digs it up to find out whether the seed has sprouted or not. It will not. It takes time. Then again he does that after 2 days. Again he does that. So because of impatience, he loses the success in that endeavor, in that effort. Therefore, the third factor required is patience, pratiksha. And the fourth factor required is prarthana, prayers. Because by prayatna, effort, we are taking care of all known factors involved in activity and getting desired outcome. Like if I am going out, I wear chappal, I may take umbrella. So I may take care of the factors which are known to me. But there can be some unknown factors involved in doing the action, in the production of result. There may be some hidden variables. The best example of hidden variable is in 2019, many people might have planned so many investment, so many trips, so many programs. Nobody knew that there will be something called COVID, and because of which all plans were derailed. At least many plans were derailed. So that is called hidden factor, hidden invariable, unknown variable. And to take care of this unknown variable, we need to pray so that some invisible obstacles which are in the form of hidden variables will be taken care of. Therefore, prayer is an act, is an action for taking care of invisible obstacles in my pursuit, any pursuit. And regarding prayer, there are so many misconceptions. I would like to touch upon that topic. One misconception about prayer is that prayer is a sign of weakness. People say prayer is only weak people they do. So one misconception is prayer is a sign of weakness. Second, I will be clarifying all of them, but let me first mention all of them. Second is that prayer is superstition. It's a blind belief. Prayer is coming out of blind belief, superstition. Third misconception about prayer is a way of bribing Ishvara. You are bribing Ishvara. You are trying to bribe Ishvara. Another misconception is by prayer we are trying to butter Ishvara, flatter Ishvara to make him favorable. Or another misconception is that prayer doesn't really work. If at all it works, it is by chance, is a fluke. Only there is a placebo effect. You might have heard in medical science they use the word placebo effect. Prayer doesn't work. And all these are misconception because of not knowing what prayers what prayer is. One more misconception is that prayer makes a person lazy. This is one more misconception. So let us see how these concepts are based on wrong understanding. First of all, is prayer is a sign of weakness. That is not true. Prayer is not sign of weakness. Prayer is pragmatism. Means prayer is a way of taking care of all factors involved in a pursuit. An intelligent person is the one who takes care of all the factors involved in the pursuit. Only gross people will see only minimum factors and they go ahead and they will fail in their attempt. Pragmatism is in simple words practical. Pragmatism is you take care of all the factors. And an intelligent person knows that there are some invisible factors which need to be taken care of, and they can be taken care of by prayers because there is no other way of taking care of invisible factors. Therefore, prayer is not a sign of weakness, prayer is a sign of pragmatism. Another thing is a prayer is a superstition. It is not, because it is based on Shastra Pramanam. Shastram also is a Pramanam. Just as my eyes are Pramanam, my ears are Pramanam, Shastram also is a Pramanam. And therefore, prayer is not a superstition. Just because you do not accept Shastram as a Pramanam, you cannot say that prayer is based on superstition. And those who are very obsessed with the scientific proof and scientific support, to them also we can say that in several studies it is found that the people who pray when they are unwell, then they cope up better with their sickness. The treatment becomes more effective when people are prayerful. And therefore, prayer is not a superstition. Third misconception is that prayer is bribing Ishvara. What a ridiculous thing. If Ishvara needs something from you, then you can bribe. What Ishvara would expect from is everything is his only. Then we cannot bribe Ishvara. Even if you want, you cannot bribe Ishvara. Therefore, prayer is not bribing Ishvara. Or prayer is like flattering Ishvara, buttering Ishvara, icing, they call it. It is not. Because Ishvara doesn't require any praise from us. Who requires praise? A person who is feeling low, small about oneself, he requires praise. Ishvara doesn't feel small about himself. And therefore, Ishvara doesn't need any flattery from me. Therefore, prayer is not flattering Ishvara or bribing Ishvara or buttering Ishvara. And people say that prayer doesn't work. How do you say? Prayer has worked. It is the experience of so many people. And just because sometime it did not work does not mean it doesn't work. No medicine in the world works for 100% patients. Even vaccine they are going to prepare, which is a very big news. It is not going to work for 100%. It is going to work for 85, 90%. So, it is not that prayer doesn't work because in my life I prayed and it did not work, therefore prayer doesn't work. Prayer definitely works, but the working of prayer is based on certain laws which we may not be aware of, and therefore sometimes our experience may be that prayers did not work. And another thing is that people say prayers make the people lazy. That is because of wrong understanding of prayer. Prayer is not a replacement for action. It is not that either you pray or you act. It is not like that. Prayer is not a replacement of action. Prayer is complementary to action. It supports our action. It is not a replacement or a substitute of action. And therefore, we need to be very clear about what prayer is and what prayer is not. Now, what is the definition of prayer? Prayer is an action to invoke the grace, anugraha of Ishvara. Prayer is a way of invoking the grace of Ishvara. And it is intelligent. It is an intelligent action. So, prayer is also one type of action which supplements our other normal regular actions. And this prayer, which is also a type of action, is of three varieties. One is called Kaika, physical, other is Vachika, oral, third is Manasa, mental. So we can do three types of prayer. So doing puja is also a prayer. Doing a particular ritual is also a prayer. Nowadays, because of this modern way of thinking, people think only sitting with closed eye, that alone is prayer. That is not so. That also may be prayer. But prayer involves all these three. It can be physical, oral, or mental. Oral prayer means chanting the names of the Lord, doing the Parayanam, invoking the grace of Ishvara. That also is prayer called Vachika Prarthana. Prayer in Sanskrit called Prarthana. So, Kaika Prarthana, Puja, etc., Vachika Prarthana, and then Manasa Prarthana in the form of Upasana, meditation upon the Lord. Invoking the grace, mental japa, that also is a prarthana. So there are three forms of these prayers. And these prayers, how does it help? What is its significance? That is the next point we will discuss. First of all, as we saw earlier, prayers help me to take care of hidden variables, invisible obstacles, which I might not have seen. Therefore, we may not even know that how prayers have worked, because prayers take care of hidden variables. So, we might not have seen, but it must have cleared some obstacles because of which our action was successful. So, first thing is prayers take care of hidden variables, hidden factors, hidden obstacles. Second thing is prayer is an intelligent way of living. Life of prayers is an intelligent way of living, because with reference to hidden variables, we are helpless. We can plan only known factors. What I know of, I can plan. It can rain, let me take umbrella. There may be some thorns, let me wear chappal. So I can take care of known factors by my action, by some resources. But how will I handle these unknown factors? I am helpless with regard to them. And when you are helpless, it is an intelligent way of life to ask for help. Puja Swamiji used to say very nicely, when you are helpless, please ask for help. That is intelligent way of living. So by prayers we are asking for help, because in that area we do not have any access. So we are taking help. So it is an intelligent way of living. That is second significance. Third is, when you are offering prayer, your sense of helplessness is reduced, and therefore the stress created by challenges will be reduced. You feel more relaxed, or at least less stressed, when you are offering prayer. Because helpless situation is that in which we are not able to act. When you are able to act in the form of prayer, you are doing something about the situation. And when you are doing something about the situation, your sense of helplessness will be reduced, your stress will be reduced. Therefore, prayerful life, the life full of prayer, is a stress-free life. Another thing is, when this prayer is done together, if there is a habit of doing prayers in a family, all family members sit together every evening and they pray together, they will have more harmony among themselves. They say, those who pray together, they stay together. So praying together brings this sense of unity, brings this feeling of harmony. And therefore also prayer is very, very useful. And prayer helps to invoke a devotee in me. And once the devotion is developed in my heart, then in general I will be more accommodative, more accepting to different situations. My resistance to situation will be reduced. And one more thing the prayer does is, prayer leads me to prayerfulness. There is a difference between prayer and prayerfulness. Prayer is an act, is an action, whereas prayerfulness is an attitude. What is the meaning of prayerfulness? It is an attitude of appreciating the fact that everything is given to me. My family is given to me, job is given to me, resources are given to me, capacity to talk, capacity to see, everything is given to me. And who is the giver? Giver is the Lord. And the giver is not separate from the given. And therefore, more and more I appreciate the presence of Ishvara in every situation. And therefore, my life become prayerful life. There is attitude of prayerfulness. I am never away from Ishvara. In every situation, I appreciate the presence of Ishvara by seeing everything as manifestation of Ishvara. Because everything is in order, and that order is Ishvara, that niyati is Ishvara, and therefore I can appreciate the presence of Ishvara. And that starts with what? This act of prayer. So prayer will lead me to prayerfulness. And therefore, prayer is very important. In fact, prayer is a part of every religion. Every religion will have prayer. And only thing, some people have got fear of not doing prayer. That also is because of one misconception. And that is, if we don't offer prayers, Bhagavan will be angry with me. That is a wrong thinking. You get rid of this thinking that Bhagavan will be angry if I don't offer prayers. That is never so. It is never like that. Bhagavan is not like your uncle that if you don't flatter him, he will be angry. So, if you offer prayer, you receive the grace. If you don't offer prayer, you may not receive the grace which is earned by prayers, but Bhagavan will never be angry with you. So, never have any fear that today I did not do my Vishnu Sahasranama, today I did not do puja, therefore Bhagavan will be angry. That is not correct. Because of this type of thinking, many atheists will ridicule. See, because of religion you are frightened. I don't believe in God, so I am carefree. I am fearless. What religion has given to you? Only fear. So at least we get rid of this wrong thinking that Bhagavan will be angry with us if we don't pray. It is never so. We need not fear God. We love God. Many times people say he is a God fearing man. Let us not use such expression. We need not be God fearing people. Let us be God loving people. We love God. We need not be afraid of God. And thus, prayer is a very important way to get connected to Ishvara, invoking the grace of Ishvara. And we get so much connected through prayer that slowly we become non separate. We appreciate ourselves to be non separate from Ishvara, being part of Ishvara, being Vyashti, individual. I am not separate from Samashti total. And thus, I appreciate my inherent connection with Ishvara, and that is with this prayer. Regarding prayer, okay, 1 or 2 minutes I will take more. Regarding prayer, many people have this question that Swamiji, I prayed, and still my prayers were not answered. So I stopped believing in prayers. What do you have to say? I say that prayer works, prayer is an action, and action gives its result in keeping with certain laws. So prayer also operates based on certain laws. So if the obstacle was very big in getting certain result and my prayer could not produce that much counter effect, and therefore I did not get success in that particular action. But this does not mean prayer is not effective. Like certain medicine did not work for certain people, doesn't mean that medicine itself is useless. Some people have got different constitution, therefore it doesn't work. But it doesn't mean medicine is useless. So similarly, prayers, even though sometimes do not work, but doesn't mean that they are ineffective. Prayer is definitely effective because it is given by the Shastra, which is revealed by the Lord. And prayer works is the experience of so many Mahatmas. And in our own life, we can see that when we offer prayer, we feel very good and we do get desired result. And therefore, let us pray to Bhagavan that may we have prayerful mind in every situation, appreciating the grace of Ishvara. The final result of prayer is that you don't require to pray afterwards. You have so much identified with Bhagavan's wish that you are seeing His grace in all situations, therefore you don't require to pray, and that is the culmination of prayer. So we pray to Bhagavan that may we have that life where we attain the culmination of prayers. With this I conclude. Om Tat Sat. I hope I have not taken more time. Ah, okay, good. All right. If anybody has any question, if they want to ask, I can answer.
Okay. Thank you very much, Swamiji. Your presentation was just like a research article on prayer.
Ah,
But starting starting from the introduction, misbeliefs, misconception, and methods of prayers, and finally the result of prayer. It was a scientific seminar. So
hmm.
thank you very much on the behalf of Vivekananda Nidam and all dignitary audience and Vyas Yoga. I would like I would extend my thanks to you. And finally, for official thank, I would ask our dear Manoj Bhaiya. So thank you so much, Swamiji, for accepting our request to give the knowledge about different topics. It was very important topic because we always start our all the sessions with prayer. Prayer is a part of our life, so we definitely want to that, and you remove our all misconception about the prayers. Very systematic way and very clear way you have, and yes, definitely we always have so much of unseen forces. Sometimes we are not aware about it, and not only that, so give us a strength, Swamiji, that we feel, and with prayer, and that we become more confident to do our things with positive mindset. That positive mindset, rightly you said, not only remove the unseen forces, but also we become more confident to do our work. We are not affected by the results because we are happy what we are doing, and we have started the starting is become very good. So really, really amazing session. I always remember you. You have given us so many wonderful knowledge during our MSc in yoga. So it will be really very grateful that you are giving your valuable time, and we request you, Swamiji, at least once in a month,
Yeah, we'll see.
enlighten us with some other topics.
Manoj,
Thank you so much,
I have
Swamiji,
received one
for
question.
wonderful.
Manoj, I have received one question. I have received one question.
Yeah.
Can I answer that?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, Ramak is asking something.
Huh? Shall I
Please,
answer that
please
question?
reply.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swamiji, yes,
Yeah.
Swamiji.
So, thank you, Swamiji. Ego is another strong factor. Overconfidence also holds people from going ahead with prayer. For me, it is a matter of discipline and showing gratitude to nature for what I have, with no vested interest. Yeah, that's a good attitude. In fact, prayer can be, I forgot to mention, prayer can be an expression of gratitude as well. It need not be in the form of asking for something, it can be in the form of expression of gratitude. And ego becomes a factor because we have not seen the fallacy of ego. Ego will go when you understand that ego has no basis to be there. That is why I talked about that appreciation that everything is given to me. For what I can have ego? This body is given to me, the capacity to think is given to me, capacity to perceive is given to me, infrastructure is given to me. So everything is given to me. And therefore, really speaking, I cannot claim any sole authorship on anything. And therefore, I see the fallacy of ego, and there is only expression of gratitude, which also is another form of prayer. And I appreciate that you do prayer as an expression of gratitude without any vested interest is a very good attitude. But one thing you can keep in mind that nothing wrong in asking for some help from Ishvara. It is not against any law, it is not bypassing the law. In fact, it is very much within the fold of, within the reign, within the what is called field of law, within the what is called domain of law, and therefore nothing wrong in asking for favor. But when we outgrow the need for receiving any favor, then our life is totally harmonized with the will of Ishvara. Therefore, we don't have to ask. Our prayer will be only the prayer of gratitude. I hope your question is answered. So I appreciate your thinking.
Yeah, thank you so much, Swamiji.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
namaste.
And
Namaste.
also want to thanks to my yoga guru,
Yes.
help us from Gwalior. So and Ajit also to support this program. To all my yoga students in Singapore for successful. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
namaste. Namaste. Oh,
We can conclude this session with Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina
okay.
together.
Oh,
Sarve
bhavantu sukhinah.
सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you
Namaste.
much, Swami.
Namaste.
Thank you very much, Swami.
Namaste. Namaste.